Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Believers Podcast. My name is Isaiah Carlson, and today I have a special guest. I love beautiful stories. I love stories that inspires other people. I love people that love for other people to make an impact, because that's the life that Jesus lived. That is the model that we have to follow. And today I have Mr. Carvin Davids in the house. And he has an amazing story, and I believe that this podcast is going to bless you. My brother, welcome to the Believers Podcast.
Thank you so much, man.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Nice to be in Kimberley.
Yeah, Kimberley is very hot, but today it's raining.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, for the people sitting there, they don't know who Carvin Davids is. Perhaps people saw some of your videos go viral and so forth. Just tell us a little bit, where do you come from, a little bit of your childhood, and how did you become the person that you are today?
Awesome. Good question. Look, I'm a PK.
Okay.
So that's out of the way.
Yes.
And my father was in ministry.
Okay.
And he started his first ministry from studying from college in Craddock, a place called Craddock.
Okay.
So we spent about, say, 2 years there, but I was like a baby.
Okay.
And through that, he was in full-time ministry. You know, in those days, it was full-time ministry. It wasn't, I'm going to try things out.
It's full-time.
It was full-time.
Yeah.
So growing up in a pastored household was a little bit, it was a blessing, but also confusing.
Okay.
Because you're not seeing the blessing, but you're living in the blessing.
Right.
And so you have a lot of questions as a son. Like, what God are we serving? And so, like I said, those days, it's either you're full-time in ministry or you're not, And so these questions I used to ask myself a lot. And it always came to one point. Finance. When the pastor is preaching and there's nothing on the table for his family, and the only thing that's going to sustain the pastor and his family is the fact that the Bible and Revelation told him that we must believe, but yet nothing comes forth.
Sure.
And so for me, from a young age, I started asking questions about what makes us live comfortably. Is it hard work, or is it the things we know? So from Craddock, he went to Johannesburg, Eldorado Nuclear.
Okay.
And we stayed there for like 5 years in the Nuclear Nazarene Church. And then from Nuclear, we went to George. I think it was Pakkelsdorp, right? And then from George, he moved over, he got a call in Swaziland. Right. Where I spent most of my time growing up there. And we stayed there for over 10 years. Okay. And eventually, my father fell ill. My father was from Cape Town. My mother was from Durban. And he fell ill of cancer because on the brain, because of what? The stress of ministry. Not of a business.
Of ministry. Sure.
So I think sometimes we have to be real with each other. And we need to understand that, yes, I feel that if you were still here, I would not have achieved half of the things I've achieved.
Wow.
But we need to address certain things. And there's things in the church we're not ready to address. And that thing is finance. Because you know what we tell each other? They say, life is better than money, from the pit of hell. Because God never designed you to beg for bread, because it says that. So now why is it not matching what God said?
Sure.
No, will you be begging for?
Bread. So in this time, did you see the ministry struggles? What age is this?
This is between the ages, obviously, from the time I become very, knowledgeable of, seeing things. 5, 6, 7. Daddy, why can't you buy a BMW like your friend?
Sure.
And then this is where I start realizing something's wrong, but I don't know what's the answer. And you know what the problem is? We tend to like the answer too much instead of liking the question. Because you don't pass matric because of the answer. You pass matric because of the question. Because the question reveals the revelation.
Brother. So you were at 5, 6, 7, seeing kind of the ministry struggles, and obviously, just for clarity purposes, we're not saying if you drive a BMW,
Yes,
you are successful.
No.
He's just a child is like that. A child
That's
asks
correct.
the question, why is my house not as big as my friend's house?
That's
and
correct.
why are we not driving a bigger car? So at this point, do you have some personal struggles of yourself at 5, 6, 7?
Yes, of course. I'm a miracle child.
Okay.
So when I was born, there was complications with my birth. And through the complications, there was lack of oxygen in my brain. Because they gave natural birth to my mother, which was not supposed to happen. Ons is mos nog groot mense. We big people.
Yes,
So
yes.
I was something like 5 kgs.
Sure.
And because of that, pressure and so forth, and, I don't know much of it, I
Yes.
don't want to go in detail, but lack of oxygen on the brain, water on the brain, and then tried to resuscitate me, but then declared dead for like 60 minutes.
Oh my
Right.
word.
And then when they tried to resuscitate me, the doctors, which were Muslims, goes to my mother and she's like, hey, there is no hope here, but it looks like we tried everything. But there was a nurse that came on board and heard about the story on the colleagues. So as they were getting ready to roll me to the mortuary, that nurse, the calculations didn't make sense for her. And she ran after the guys, shouted, I still can't find that nurse. And took me, put me in the incubator, hit me twice on my buttocks, and the rest was history. I got up within a fit. And through that result, because of the water on my brain, I grew up with cerebral palsy.
Okay.
Cerebral palsy, normally the doctors would call it CP, where those ones that are sitting in the wheelchair crippled, that's cerebral palsy, brother.
Sure.
And so my left hand could not even move, it was more up here. And so now you have to grow up also with that stigma. Where's God to heal me? Because Daddy's pastor. Daddy is the pastor. Daddy is the healer. Why is God not healing me? Why is it that when I walk into the mall, people look at me funny? Little did I realize that later on, God gave me revelation on that. Sometimes when you walk into a room, your difference creates change. Your difference creates change, brother. And let me tell you something. I was telling someone, my followers on TikTok, I said, if I'm going on this podcast, I'm going to release every single thing that's going to change people's lives. Because we are, you see, here's the thing. We are not here to sit and not create change. We have a sense of responsibility in society. But the problem is we can't fulfill our responsibility because we can't respond to what it is. because there's no purpose and gifting, so there's no understanding. So you'll never do it. You'll sit back.
Yo.
You'll never do it. You're going to sit back. And that's why when you ask the youth of today and you say, what is your dream? What do you want to do? 90% can't answer you. If you wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning in your deepest sleep, what do you do best?
Sure.
And so that's where the issue lies. Young people can't answer that question. So they can't respond to the ability that God has given them. So they live a life that is not really of destiny.
Sure.
So I needed to also check myself up and say, God heals you in different ways. I didn't know that I'm going to be an influencer in finance.
Sure.
I thought I'm going to be an influencer with my birth story.
Wow.
I tried everything 10 years ago, trying to be a Gary V.
Yeah, you know.
There was that phase we all wanted to be a Gary V.
Yes,
and it was through two things: my birth and my story, and what I was trying at that point in time. That was 10 years ago. Still on YouTube now. And it failed dismally. We bought the camera, we bought this.
Yeah, yes.
On skuld gegaan. Mommy, buy me this.
I'm gonna do this.
Never worked. Never worked. And I almost missed it when this came about. Where, obviously, a lot of people know that one of the videos that I didn't even record or plan, it was just a community-based conversation, went viral. And the guy that was, in charge of that, shout out to Purple Shepherd, he made it happen. It was him recording me as a normal, gents conversation. And I get up, they recorded Saturday. I get up a Sunday morning. I'm getting ready for church. My phone is ding, ding, ding. Now the friends and the brothers saying, hey, Carvin, we saw you. I said, what's going on, guys? That video made 2.5 million views. David was ons bid vir alles. We pray for everything. So, I had to pray to God. God, do I want to expose these things that I've been exposed to that could actually, one, put my life in danger, or two, change people's lives?
Sure.
God's answer to me was, you wanted to change people's lives. You don't take this opportunity now that I give you. It's gone.
It's over.
And so I changed my, most we all have TikTok with different names and no videos. So, and as soon as I changed my name, because I had a nickname there, and I changed my name to Carvin Davids, the followers just came. Now, if someone says, how do you build your following onto Ek weet nie? I don't know. But the followers just came. And this is 10 years of failing into businesses over and over again. This is not success that I'm talking. This is learning from the failures.
Sure.
And so sometimes you need to understand and identify, because it's easy to say your timing is your time. You need to identify your timing, because when it comes, you might not be ready, just like when God knocks on the door.
Wow. Now tell me quickly. You said that at birth this happened to you, the palsy and stuff like that. And the way you're speaking right now, I see a person with a strong mind, a strong drive and so forth. How do you do it?
Purpose and gift. You need to understand your purpose and your gift. Once you understand your purpose and your gift, you don't get up anymore for a job. You put food on the table using your gift.
Cooking, brother.
Because when God gives you a gift, then there's a purpose.
Yes, sir.
And so when it becomes easy to put food on the table, it means you're operating in your gift. You figured it out. The problem is, as young people in society today, we're trying to fix everything, but we're not fixing the purpose and the gift. Because the purpose and the gift is what you've been provided to put food on the table. It's a simple thing. Cristiano Ronaldo kicks a simple ball. Tiger Woods swings a simple ball. It's purpose and gift. You get touched by Cristiano Ronaldo going and pacing himself and doing these silly things that actually looks. You get touched by a DJ, black coffee with one hand, doing these magical things. One hand, a simple thing that anyone can do. But there's a certain thing that he does that you can't do. It's a gift and a purpose. So whenever you're doing something that is simple and it's putting food on the table, you figured life out. You're a millionaire.
Sure.
So becoming a millionaire doesn't start with what you have or what you've worked for. It's a myth. It's a story. It's a narrative. It's a news. You know, in Forex, there's news events. Yeah, they have to create news events so that they can make you believe the what? The story.
True.
So in finance, we have a lot of stories.
Sure.
We have millionaires walking every day. But you know why they're not millionaires? They listen too much to the story and not the purpose and the gift.
Sure. So you're saying that every single person, and we believe this, that God does not create without putting the gift and the purpose within the person that He has created.
That's correct.
And so we should, you basically saying that we should spend our lives figuring out what is the gift and the purpose, and money will then follow.
It's simple. What is it saying, Matthew 6:33?
Seek ye first.
Yeah. When it says seek ye first, it's saying they seek your gift and your purpose. Then all the other things, it comes.
Sure.
So if you don't try and identify the purpose and identify the gift, you will always be in poverty, no matter what government takes over.
Sure.
Let me just add that. Because you see, I heard this somewhere, if you think it's hard to change people, right? And you think you can change people, and you struggle yourself to change, what do you think about that? People will be people.
People, yes.
Right? Now, I touch people through my gift, which is my purpose. Right? I've touched over thousands of people over the past, I think, 6 months. Not because of the things I'm giving them. It's because of the revelation that God brings in me to share to them. It's fish and bread that we share. It's when we create the fish and the bread to be more than what it should.
Multiplying.
Yeah, when Jesus was creating that story where we just had that little, He was showing us that multiplication is not a difficult thing. But we go to work every day, running that rat race, thinking that, this will hold or sustain me. But we'll get into the finance thing.
No. I just want to get on this subject right now. How did you get into finance?
So I started in logistics. You know, in COVID time, everyone was busy with a business, and got into logistics with a friend, a brother. His name was Njabulo, and I was always business orientated. And he said, you know, it's easy to get trucks, you know, on the mines, on the this. I said, yeah, he like, so he shows me all these contracts that he has, and then, oops, you know, the bug hits, we go for it. I do that for like 3 years, 4 years. I failed every logistics company that I had, even lost a lot of money, right? Because I didn't know how money was and how money works. Now, when you're in logistics, and just you know, for your information, automatically now you get logistics and then you get mining, because the two go hand in hand.
Okay.
So mining has got to do with what? Commodity.
Commodities, yes.
Here's an interesting thing. Those commodities was all created by God.
No facts.
Exactly.
Comes out of the ground.
But it's worth millions. So when you go into commodities, then from commodities, you're now forced, because now you're no more doing logistics, because logistics was a fail. So now you're trying something else. This is what a hustler, entrepreneur does. You know, he jumps from business to business, and we become very proud about it. And it shouldn't be a proud thing, but we become proud about it. And I became a broker, right? Where you would bring the two parties together and hope something happens. Okay. And so you go logistics, then you go commodities. Now from commodities, when you now start pushing deals or closing deals up, there is a stage where you get introduced to the finance world from a different perspective.
Okay.
Now, commodities is moved by instruments. What is an instrument? An instrument is a high-level state of a credit card. So the ship that you see moving on the ports, it gets moved by a piece of paper that has credit. It doesn't get moved by a transferring of the money. So this is where I started digging.
Okay.
And so I realized what's going on, and I get more involved into other deals. And now we're starting to get involved in financial deals, you know. And so now you start realizing that, oops, so the banks are just there because they're there. And there's a system behind it.
Okay.
So what do? I teach people how to live with the system and not against the system.
So
now the system was never created to make you poor. Now there's a reason why banks offer you loans. Not to go and renovate your house, to say I made it. There's a reason why society and the system offers you a credit score.
Yes, sir.
Or profile. We don't know what it's there for. We think it's there so that we can buy couches for the house, so that we can buy a car. But what they've done is that they've left you there on that story. Anything that is given to you by the system is for you to control the ball, because the ball is always faster than you. Your salary will never amount to what you want, even if it's 100,000. You'll always suffer. So people live off their salaries, which should not be the case. So this is why you see people there in Cape Town with sloffies, and I won't mention the people, but the people. There's a certain way that they live. There's a certain thing they understand.
Yes.
Right? Now, I always say, they gave us the government, but they didn't give us one thing: finance. we have a poor black family going to study for 7 years, and that is the greatest achievement they can achieve, is to get the doctorate. By the time they get a doctorate, it takes 3 to 5 years for them to get a proper job, because they don't have the connection or the understanding of communication to get there. By the time that young person comes out of studying, the other person has made 3, 4, 5 businesses through the system's money for free.
But you know, I made a video and I said 5 key points, 5 key mistakes I made in my 20s.
I saw that one.
Of which one is the biggest.
Yes.
Is credit.
Yeah.
I believe that especially our community, the colored community and the black community,
Yes.
we struggle with the idea of credit.
Yeah, you do. We do.
Because number one, if you think credit right now in the colored and the black
Scary
community,
thing, eh?
you think clothing account.
Yes.
You think loans, personal loans. You think a furniture account. And when credit card is given, the bank says, we trust you
Yes.
with 50,000 rand.
Yes.
What do? You max out the 50,000
Yeah.
and then you're in trouble.
I tell you why that happens. Because we choke the money. Money doesn't want to be choked.
Yeah?
Money wants to move. So as long as money is not moving, you're never going to make money. That's why you get your salary, choke. When you get the loan, you put in the loan or the money. And you know, by the way, the loan is free tax, by the way. I can say that proudly. It's not a secret. So you take that free tax and you put it into something where it can't grow. Money is a spirit. It wants to move. So this thing of build your credit, it's there for a reason. But it was there to make us millionaires, not to make us stuck.
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing with credit. There's good credit and there's bad credit.
Yes, sir.
Right? But we don't speak too much. We just say good credit. That's the thing I have the frustration of, where we have people that understand more than me. Say it, young man.
Tell us what is the good credit and what is the bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never want to take money from the bank and put it into your personal things. It was never created for that.
Oh my word.
When you take money from the bank, you take it and you flow it into something that it can grow again and build a circle. And then you enjoy yourself afterwards. And the nice thing about that is that when you get the money from the system, it goes into something where it can grow. And then when it grows enough so that you can actually pay off the loan. But here's the catch. We've been told a narrative in a story. But what about interest? Isn't this a bad thing?
It's too much money.
The bank works for you. You don't work for the bank. And you know what's been the problem? We've been working for the bank. Because the bank doesn't want you to pay off the loan, by the way.
The bank wants you to keep on taking money.
But here's the trick. The bank wants you to pay them admin fee. I call it admin fee. On the loan that was given.
Okay.
Because when you give them admin fee, they basically you're telling them, you work for me, I'm paying you. So your budget should not be bread and milk, brothers and sisters. Your budget should be the admin fee. You should not be counting the bread and milk because you're already making money out of what they've given you. Investors don't touch their own money or liquid. They touch the profile of what the bank gives them. That's why in Dragons Den, when they ask all those questions, it's not their questions, it's the due diligence of the bank, because the bank has given them a certain amount to give out. Oops. And that's why I call you a millionaire when you sit on a credit score of 680, because the bank allows you to take a 500,000 and go to 5 different businesses and say, here's 100,000, here's 100,000, here's 100,000. Even though 2 might fail, at least you know the 3 is working. Because why? What did you do? You invested it. You never saved it. Oops.
But now the thing that I know our communities are struggling with is this word of investment. I see a lot of people say, especially, make an example, people that have made it. Hey, never keep your money, invest. Okay, where? The question is always, where? Where do you go to? Where people ask, okay, let's start as little as 10,000. Like, okay, great, that sounds amazing. Where? We focus too much on studying on the doctorate than studying the thing that will make the doctorate. That's the first problem. It's about studying. It's about research. Now, the first clue that we should have been given is when we watch the news growing up, the market never stays the same. What does that mean? That the market wants to move, it wants to flow. And our lives depends on the flowing of the market, not on the saving of the market. Because if the market doesn't move, there's no GDP, sir. So you need to constantly move the market, and that's why banking systems and the government, they need to constantly try and move the money so that, money can move. Otherwise, we're in trouble. We become a Zimbabwe. Because Zimbabwe locked everything up and didn't want to move it. So they thought they could sustain through what they have. But you can't sustain in what you have if you don't allow money to move. No, here's my question. A family, young professionals, a family, they just had a baby. Because of their salary, let's say both are teachers, they've been able to now go to the bank and buy a house.
Yes.
And then on top of that, they bought a car. And now they locked for 20, if not 20 plus years on the house.
Yes.
Is this good?
Here's the example. You can get a car for 1.2 million and pay it off in 5 years, right? You can get a house for 1.2 million and pay it off in 25 or 30 years. What does the bank want there? Because when you take out the loan, you must understand that the bank has already covered the insurance, it's paid off already. The bank has already made money. The bank wants cash flow from you for 25 years. The bank doesn't want you to pay off the loan. Never wanted you to pay off loans. Bank doesn't want you to pay off the loan. Bank wants you to pay the loan on time so that there's cash flow and so that there's movement in money, and so they can call you again and say, sir, I got another 300,000 for you. Pay your things on time because of cash flow. Don't pay your things because of an amount.
Sir,
that's why we have the commission, because people want to focus on the amount instead of the cash flow. The guy that has 10,000 rand a month and the guy that has 100 rand every day in his account, who's more rich? The guy that has 100 rand in his account every day. You know why? The bank and the system will give him more options than the guy that has 10,000 rand. And guess what? Every day you got an opportunity to buy bread and milk.
Oh, what? No. No. Let me just understand this quickly. You say that money wants to flow.
Yeah.
If you buy a house,
Yes.
right, and you buy, let's say the house is 1.5 mil, right, over 20 years.
Yes.
And then you have a car, because these days Polos is almost $1 million rand these days.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So you have that house and you have your Polo, right? And then you left with whatever you left with. You still have to do school fees. You still have to do groceries. You still have to do. Where do you think the money is flowing, or did you already make your biggest investment?
There's 3 steps. You get what you want on the 3rd step.
Okay.
So we get it wrong on the 2nd step. So the first step is you work, you get onto the system. What is getting onto the system? Your credit score.
Credit.
When your credit score is at 650, 680, now you're talking. Because now the bank can offer you either 3 million for your house that you want to buy, or the bank can offer you 500,000 cash in loan or in liquid. Once you're on the system, now you've qualified to be on the system. This is my thing of becoming a millionaire with 6,000 rands in 1 year. Okay, so once you're on the system, that's your first work. Now you have the ability to now get credit. The first thing you want to do there is you want to build a good credit history. Now you take something from the bank. Now, when we take something from the bank as the colored community and the black community, we take it based on the fact that it's R1 million and I must finish the R1 million.
Yeah.
Not based on the fact that it's R1 million and I must make sure I pay the bank time, because remember, go back to our first lesson, the bank works for who? Me.
For us.
Not for you. So we focus too much on the amount, right? So we're on the 2nd level, right? So now once you're on the 2nd level, say you get 500,000. You put it into, let's make an example of, I always make an example of logistics because it's the easiest thing. Mr. Gayton will also understand. When that comes in, on a trucking contract on a port, you can go buy a truck for 300,000. Let's say the bank gives you 500,000. Now this is a good credit score. On a normal wages of 10,000 rand.
Yeah.
Now the bank gives you 500,000.
Okay.
You get the truck. You buy a second-hand truck because it's just going to be on the port. It's 1 kilometer radius for like 300,000. You buy a trailer, or you rent the trailer for like 20,000. The invoice, because I can tell you the invoice on that thing because I know it's 300 and odd a month. One truck. How much did you take from the bank?
5.
Okay. You after expenses, you left with 120,000 for yourself. How much does the bank want you to repay that 500? 950 at the most. Who's winning?
True.
That's what I mean to say. Now you've paid your 950, 9,500. That's your installment. Don't worry about the interest. That's just created.
Just pay the 9.5. Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it again. Pay the 9.5, 9,500. Constantly. What you left with 120. You left with 110, right? That 110 is for your family. Profit. You made it. You're making R1 million in 1 year.
Oh my word.
And guess what? When you pay that 9,500 rand for 6 months, guess what happens? The bank gives you another call. Got another 200 for you.
You go up.
You go up. Never use your own money to start a business. Use the system's money. That's why it was created there. Now that's the second level. Then, once you're making profit on this level, now you can spoil yourself. Now you go for the GTIs and the what and the this, because now you can afford it. Affording it is not getting a salary of 50,000. That's where you get it wrong, because you're so focused on the number. Finance has nothing to do with the number. It's got to do with the cash flow.
True.
What happened when God got angry with people worshipping the gods? Because when something stands still, it becomes a what? A god.
Sure.
Nothing must stand still.
Must move.
Must always move. Don't make the money your god. That's why it is your god. That's why you work for it.
Sir, you cooking, brother.
I told you.
You are cooking me, bro. You aim me, bro.
So that's why we live in this rat race. This is the reason why. Because number one, you were told that debt is wrong. We're using debt wrong in any case. The governments don't survive off savings. They survive off debt. That's why we have a GDP. If there's no debt, there's no GDP. There's no market at all. You see, you have a problem when you owe the bank R1 million. But the bank has a problem when you owe the bank
R1 million rand.
100 million. Because when you owe the bank 100 million, you know what happens? They have meetings with you. Hi, sir. How can we give you more money to make more money to pay us back? Why? Because they want cash flow. They don't want the amount. Stop them. We have commissions now of fraud because we have an African nation that wants to focus on the amount more than they want to focus on cash flow. Give me R1 million and I'll make 100 million out of it. Don't give me 100 million and then I don't know what to do with it. Money doesn't want to stand still. It wants to move. Now, our shortcoming as the black community and the colored community is that, number one, we got the one little spirit that we need to deal with. We don't say it, we don't do it, but it's hard for us to work together. Oops.
The jealousy, the envy, the why do you make it and I don't make it? Why should it be you and it's not me?
That's correct. That's correct. So God will put you into places you don't deserve to. I've been in places because of this knowledge. It's places I don't deserve I should have been. I've spoken to directors, CEOs of banks. I understand how the system works. I don't deserve to be in this position. I'm not qualified to be for this position.
Sir.
But when God puts you into a place, He qualifies you.
Now tell me, the bank, you say money should move around and the bank wants to give out money so the cash flow can come in. But there's certain factors that plays a role when you go to the bank. One, which is, first of all, they check your pay slip. Right? The second thing is credit. And then the third thing that could potentially block your loan is the affordability. So after we deduct, let's say you earn 20. So after we deduct the loan that you want for 10, can you still live and pay us back?
How many bank accounts do you have, if I may ask?
I have one personal and one for business.
Different brands or same brand?
No, it's different brands. It's two
Different brands.
different banks.
Okay. What is cash flow? If you have money in this bank and you send it to the other bank, what have you done?
You just put money in their account, or what? You move the money.
Oh, oops. Because
It's cooking this game.
banking language has nothing to do with the 6,000 you have in your account. Because I can move a 6,000 to you and you can bring me back the 6,000. Guess what the bank's gonna say? We saw 12,000 going to this account.
This is the income. We saw an income of 12,000. And they judge you based on what came in here.
Yes.
So you can make moves based on what was injected into the account. This guy says.
And the banks know that, they encourage you to do that. It's not a secret.
Take X amount.
That's why banks want you to have cash flow. They don't want you to have a savings. When you go to the bank, you must remember, as a system, we data based. Now that database has become we commodities. We commodities to the system because the system actually trades against our names based on the loans we have.
Sure.
You must understand, the bank has the license to give you a loan and go to, that other bank. You know which other bank? The Reserve. And get a replacement to that because they've just...
We gave out this.
That's the license at work. So where does that make sense? Is money being printed against the GDP, or is money being printed? Because that stopped in 1971, by the way, with Nixon, President Nixon, when he stopped the dollar against the gold. So there was nothing against it. So that's when the system started doing their own things. We actually don't deposit money, by the way. We lend the bank money to do what the bank wants to do with the money.
Which is give out the money.
No. When you lending, you depositing the money. You voluntarily giving the bank a database to say, go do what you need to do with it. But come, give me 8% every year. But they're making that every day. Because we forget that banks are businesses. They're not government institutions.
Sure.
Big business. In what? Finance. Finance. So we've been indoctrinated with financial advisors that will give you a long-term goal. So if you die tomorrow, where does it make the sense that if you die in the next year of that 10-year plan, that you have won? That's what's important, to have long-term financial plans, short-term financial plans, something that you can eat on, which is obviously investing into businesses or investing into different things that works for you.
Yes.
And that also comes through research. Don't be lazy. Research. Don't say way. Like research. There's so many people, so many businesses that you can invest in. Forex is real. And they're going to hate me for saying this. But the brokers have made it not real because of the way they explain the thing to you.
Yeah.
It's a real reality to buy the gold or sell the gold. Right?
Yes.
But then explain the thing that you can actually buy that for a week. You don't need to swing it. You can hold it. You can hold the trade for a week. You can hold the trade for a year. You can hold the trade for a day.
Calculated, of
Yes.
course. But Forex has become. I know Forex is real, but here's the deal. Listen, I want to help you buy my signals in this and this. Next thing you know, you're not becoming successful. This guy is becoming successful by having seminars about the Forex.
He doesn't even know what finance is. He's worried about the chart. He doesn't know even what makes the chart work.
Brother.
Because what makes the chart move is me and you. It's that mine there overseas. It's that gold there. That's what makes the chart move. It's a physical experience that transfers to a chart experience. That's what they're not teaching you.
Now here's my question to you. It's December. The lines, the queues last week, Friday. Sure, I can't. The queues are running out of the store.
I call it, the game, Monopoly. Start from begin. That's what happens. Because
Every year.
we've the greatest gift we have financially as the black community and the colored community is Stokvel. Right? That's all we know, that's what we live for. The sad part is we've choked the money for 1 year and now we're starting again.
True.
Why? Because, and they know I say this, we allow ourselves to live for 2 weeks in Checkers
Yeah.
and go and waste that money, and it comes right out after you're done. You know where.
Die hele koers is klaar.
Alles. Start from begin. Because we don't know how to make money move. We only know how to
Consume.
thank you. And make it our God. Focus on the number. The number. The number. And while you focused on the number, we can't understand why there's billionaires every day.
Every day. It's
Because you
even easy
focused
now.
on the number. Elon Musk is not a billionaire because he has billions. He's a billionaire because he has credit against his assets.
So,
Which means he borrows money from the bank out of his assets when he wants to eat his money. So he never touches his money. He never has money. That's why you're a millionaire when the bank can offer you money. You're not a millionaire when you got $1 million in your account.
sir. Word.
I'm okay with not having money today. I'm okay with not having money this week. But I know then the following week there's something.
Okay.
That's living good. But we want lump sum. That's why we're poor. Because lump sum, you must remember, the money is paper. So it is what? It's a thought that became, it's an idea that became a what? A reality. It's not a reality, it's an idea that came a reality.
But now, the colored person that's sitting at home
Yes.
and the black person that's sitting at home, and he's asking himself, okay, this guy is talking amazing things. But after this podcast I'm listening to, ek nog steeds brood gaan koop. What do we say to those guys?
We research. Instead of going to study for 7 years, research for 3 months and get something out of it.
Self-educate.
Self-educate. You understand? So here's the thing about finance. You're gonna understand this. I always say finance is like a pastor that sleeps, drinks, and parties behind our back as a congregation. Right? That's how the banks are. They sleep, drink, and party behind our backs because they don't want you to know what they know.
Man.
You see, so it's very important we dig more deeper into understanding these things. You know, that's right.
You can answer if
No,
you
you can just take it off. No, it's fine. Right.
Are they calling for, like, if
I'm
you
not
want
sure.
something?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, so we need to understand these things. So the basic thing we need to know right now in this session is that money wants to move.
Yes, sir.
And you rather help the guy that's building a brick business in your community than to save the money.
Sure. Because I have to be honest with you, there's something nice about seeing a 50 or 55 sitting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It can make you anxious, but it gives you kind of an insurance because we kind of always prepare for worst case scenario. So if something breaks or something goes left, you should be able to have.
What's nice about that 50 is that you could look at it different ways. The emergency could come and the 50 could go. And next week another emergency will come. But if you had to invest that 50 in a normal place that makes sense, you could have 10,000 every week and not worry about the fact that the 50 is going to disappear.
Sir,
Stop being worried about the amount. Be worried about the cash flow that comes into your account on a daily, a weekly, a monthly. Because when you don't have, you don't have. But it's nice to always have the milk and honey in abundance. And here's the thing. When we look at that 50, it's just you accepting the fact that you're a slave to the system.
So to you, hey, look. The thing is, in South Africa, all right, a 10,000 rand in the kasi per month, you above average. You above the average. I'm not talking about you better than. I'm talking about in terms of income in a household. You above average.
But it doesn't last for 3 days.
Yeah, but I'm saying, let me explain to you. There's a household right now in Rodepan, in Adel or something, combined, that makes 5,000 rand. And they stretch it for the month. And as difficult as it sounds, it happens.
No, it does.
They skip, there's certain bread that you buy, ne?
Yeah.
You get Sasko, right?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, there's not a lot of people that know about 7 rand bread. When I was struggling, at my worst, I knew about 7 rand bread. I knew about 2 slices of bologna, at my friend. I knew about
cook Palace.
I knew about that. I can tell my friend, look here. At the time, I was still smoking.
Yeah.
So you budget accordingly. Listen, 7 rand bread, 2 slices of bologna, maybe a cheese, 1 slice of cheese. You get maybe a small sugar, which is like maybe say 2 spoons of sugar that you buy there, and a coffee, right? And then you get 2 loose cigarettes. This is the reality of people that live.
Yes.
So, what do we say to those people then?
Very good question. I think we can't say anything to them because it's not their fault. because we need to start moving in as a community of leaders that starts giving the right information out, number one. I always had this thing, in church, when you go and get fishes of men, we're the first place we go. We go to the poor. But who's going to mentor the poor when they come in? And they say the poor don't stay. Say for 1 week, 2 weeks.
They in and out.
Because we're more worried about the poor than actually getting the people of resources and getting the fish of, get the manager, get the CEO. Because you see these guys, they're going to teach these guys when we go and fish them how to make 100 rand, 1,000 rand.
Sir.
How to be clean, how to neaten up, how to smell good. God has given us wisdom. We're not using the power of wisdom enough in the societies that we are living in. That situation is not going to change if you don't go give the wisdom.
Yeah, but what does financial freedom looks like for you?
To be able to have 100 rand every day and buy bread and milk.
That's financial freedom. What about your car? What about your house? What about?
Financial freedom is also to be able to not to budget off the bread and milk. It should never be a budget. The budget should be how much you owe the bank, because that is cash flow for who? The bank actually, when the bank gives you 25 years on a bond, they wasn't literally telling you indirectly, please give me cash flow for 25 years. Don't pay off me.
Sure, so it's a contract for 25 years.
Just give me cash flow. And if you give me cash flow constantly for 6 months or 1 year, guess what? It's fine, sir. You can come to us and you can get a bond against the bond and get another house. These are millionaires. This is how you become a millionaire. It's easy. It's not hard work.
You burn.
I got sad news. It's not hard work. That's the sad news.
No.
It's not hard work. Because just 6 months, not 1 year, they just want you to be on par for 6 months, and you can go back to the bank and say, I've got a 1.2 million rand house
that I've been paying on time consistently.
I want another bond against this bond to get another bond. So then you repeat the process, and you got 10 bonds, you got 10 properties, and you're wealthy. If I hold back, and this is the problem with society, and you say, what are we going to do about the man? The example you gave me. Our leaders are holding back too much, and they know it. Because they want to create like they giving you a good life. But they know that if they hold back this what I'm giving you, they somehow get agitated.
Sure.
Sorry.
So, to the person that's sitting there now in the
sorry, you got two options. You can get a bond against the bond, which is getting another property, or you can get cash against, you can get liquid against the property.
So you can get cash.
You can get about 70% against what it, so if the property is 1.2, you get 70%, 60% cash liquid against that, and go and invest it into another business. All from you receiving a salary of 25k or 20k, because you started off in the system, then you started off with a good credit, pay them every month, and then you get what you want. Third level.
But you have to maintain.
That's it. How do we maintain? We're so good with saving, isn't it? Every month we're good with making sure that 1.5 comes out for the stokvel. So change the mind. Save with the bank.
Sir.
Pay the bank their bills because they work for you. It's called administration fees.
Make sure you give the installment and move on with your life.
So that the bank gives you more money to do more things. Because the soccer ball is always faster than you. So that your salary won't last. That's the soccer ball.
Sir.
So that's why these things are there. Use it. It's like having a car for 5 years and you realize, oops, it has this feature.
Hey. Yeah. So, here's my last question. If you could send one message to a colored, a black person, even a white person,
Yes.
what's your message?
Understand and get to know your purpose and your gift. That puts food on the table. And learn how to do enough research about things so that the narrative don't fool you from going forward and holding you back.
Sir, it's been an absolute pleasure, brother. You've dropped gems on top of gems. This was a masterclass. So I want to say thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
I probably needed this because the thing is I'm a very realistic person.
Yes.
Understand? I'm a big dreamer. I'm very ambitious.
Yes.
But because I failed early in 20s with credit and then credit score and so forth, when I rectified it, now. I have a great caution when I walk. Relax. Nah, don't you think we must? No, I don't want. You understand what I'm saying? So things that I'm doing, and I think what you've done today, I want to say thank you, man.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This is amazing. Man. This could be one of my favorite episodes. No, really.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You are a gift to us. You are a gift to everybody that's listening, and I think people is gonna be like, their minds are gonna be blown because of this, brother.
Awesome stuff.
So congrats on your success, and thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
sharing knowledge, brother. We appreciate you.
And support this guy, man. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it is. But God bless. This is the Believers Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.